Hey everyone, it's Harold from Living in the Hill Country. Today we're going to get the live trap set up in front of the house. You saw my video on critters getting under my house. If you haven't, go back and watch that. But I did get a couple of videos on my game camera, and now we need to start addressing that. But first, let me give you a tutorial on the live trap, how it operates, and then we'll take it out there and I'll show you how I'm going to get it set up. Thank you for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoy it. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right here in the Hill Country of Texas. Okay, so here we are. Here's the live trap. I got this at our local tractor supply store. Got it for about $39. And that's exactly what it is a live trap. The animals will be trapped in there. They're not harmed by any means. And it gives you the ability to mobilely move the animal off of your property. You can take it out into the countryside and release the animal, or you can call your local authorities and they will come pick it up for you. But before we get into the aspects of the trap, how it operates and how to set it up, let me show you a couple of videos of creatures or critters that I saw in the front of our house just a couple of days ago. You'll first see that there was a feral cat that crossed out in front of our house. Didn't seem to want to go under or beneath the house, which is fine by us. And then we had the next day, next couple of days there, we had this creature come by. And we don't care for him, Mr. Skunk, Pepe Le Pew. Anyway, he came by a couple of days, and we don't want him around. And I think that he might be the one getting under the house. We're not sure because we didn't see him leaving or going in to the crawl space itself. Anyway, those are the videos. So now what I'm going to do now then is I'm going to go ahead and set this live trap up. And it gets a little bit tricky when you start talking about skunks, but at this point, let's just go ahead and talk about the trap itself. Now the trap, of course, has a carrying handle here where you can pick up the animal and you can mobilely move it around. All right. You'll notice that it's just basically a cage box, cylinder, or not cylinder, but a rectangular shaped box, and has a metal cage around it. All right. It has, of course, your trap door. It has a locking mechanism on the top here, and it has a release rod that runs the length of the one side of the trap, okay, down to a trigger plate that's inside the cage itself. Simply push this, you release this locking mechanism, you push this down and pull the end of the trap up, and it will automatically lock for you or click for you right there on this release arm. The way this works is you set your bait of sorts down here at the end of the trap. In this case, I'll probably put tuna fish in there. That will not only attract the feral cat, but it'll also attract the skunk. And the critter will enter in through here, go in here. As soon as they step on this door, or step on this trigger plate right here, the door will close on them. Okay. They'll be trapped inside until you remove them or take them out. Now, to release them, you simply have to lift this locking mechanism, because with this down, they're unable to push this door up themselves, okay? So, and it locks up here as well. So, to release them or to open up the trap, you lift up this locking mechanism, you push this spring-activated latch in, lift up on the door, and click it into place. Now it also has a little locking wire here that you can basically hook onto the cage itself like that, and then you can step back and let the creature or the critter leave the trap on his own. Okay? So what I'm going to basically do, I'm going to go ahead and release this. Let me show you exactly what I use and kind of show you how I set this up, and then we'll go get it set up over there in front of the house. So there's a couple of things, like This is basically a cat food can, okay, that was used. I did use some cat food. Opened up the can and I basically just slid it down to the end of the trap here on this end, okay? So I will reuse this because I don't want to use a full can of tuna. I'll just put a little bit in here and then I'll spread a little bit out here to draw them into the trap. So what I will do is I basically release the spring arm latch, lift the door, lock that into place, and then I use this latch wire right here to secure it until I'm ready to release that. Just like that, okay? Then I'll put the food or put whatever you're using to bait the animal in the can. You don't necessarily have to do that. You can just very easily just set it on the ground in there. But I'll just put it in the can and I'll reach my arm back in here. And then I'll just set the can back at the edge, at the far end of the trap. Okay? You can even take the trap, tip it, and move it down there. What you're going to want to do after you have the bait all the way to the back of the trap, you're going to want to release this catch wire right here. Don't forget to do that. Release that and let that set there. And then you got the traps all set. You're ready to go. Now, what the basic idea, of course, like I explained before, the animal goes into the trap, goes back here to the bait, stands on this release lever, and gets trapped inside the cage. Okay? This here, it's an old World War blanket, old military blanket that I had when I was in the military. This is basically to, I guess, camouflage the trap a little bit. It also adds as a protecting mechanism when it comes to trapping or catching skunks. Okay, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll put this over the end of the trap, like that, and then I'll anchor it down with carpet staples on both sides. Okay, that way, if it is a skunk that gets caught, or if it's even a cat that gets caught in there, any other creatures that come around during the evening will not spook that animal. And especially with the skunk, if we catch a skunk in there, we don't want him spooked or her spooked to the point where they have a tendency to spray. We don't want that to happen. Okay? It'll also act as a protecting barrier between you and the animal in there. When you come up, you can very easily just grab the handle, lift it up, and very slowly go to wherever you need to go. Okay? So that's basically how it works. That's how I set it up. And now let's go get it set up in front of the house. Okay, so here we are by the front of the house. The opening to the crawl space is right up there, about 8 feet up there, about 16 feet to the one on the other side of the door. The traffic area is this walkway right here that we noticed where the cats and the skunks would travel this way, that direction. So this is the best area for this trap right now. Also, we have the living room right here. There's a family room right here. And we'll be able to hear the trap door activate if there's an animal that's caught while we're awake. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get this set up here. Here's what I have here. I decided to go with an old can of dog food, and this is a salmon and vegetable entree dog food. And so it's an older can, so we're going to use that for the bait. That'll probably work better on the skunk. And because it has salmon in there, it might work on the cats as well. But anyway, we're going to get that. We're going to use that for our bait. So we're going to go ahead and get this trap going here. I'm going to lift that lever, push in the trigger or the latch mechanism. I'm going to go ahead and put this catch wire on the trap, like that. I'm going to pop the can out, like that. I have old putty knife here. I'm going to open up the can. Boy, I'm just going to go ahead and put some in here. Inside the can. I'm going to push it in around the edges. Kind of make it a little bit difficult to get out of there, right? All right. Put a little bit in there like that. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to reach in and put it inside here. All the way to the back. All the way to the back like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get that set up. Like that. Excuse me. We're going to face it kind of diagonally away from the house. Now, reposition it here. Now I'm going to take my good old wool army blanket, and it's only a part of one, of course, but I'm going to set it over the trap like so. It's going to protect the identity of the animal that's in there from other predators or other animals that might be walking by. Now I have some 16 penny nails here. As far as garden fabric staples, they were all rusted up and they wouldn't work very well. So I'll just use these, stick it through there, and stick it down into the ground. There, I think that looks pretty good. I think that's going to work well. Now what I'm going to do is I'll spread a little bit of this dog food out in front, kind of like that, just to kind of draw them in, kind of give them a little bit of a kind of bait them in, right? So that's what we're doing there. Now I got to remember, make sure that you always remember to release that catch lever wire on there. Now it's ready. So one little bit of an added touch in order to camouflage it a little bit, I just used some fallen leaves and twigs and kind of put it around it and on top of the trap, just to kind of camouflage it, like I said, from the critters, so that they don't identify it as a trap, and feel a little more free as far as entering the trap. So anyway, hey, thank you for watching this video. I very much appreciate it. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and if you want, leave some comments and questions below. And hopefully we'll get some good videos out of this, and I'll keep you updated on those. As always, God bless you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.